All right, we're talking today about how to design a life you love. Wouldn't you rather live by design rather than by default? How is it we can do some amazing and sometimes unexplainable things, like heal our own bodies by the power of our thought? Mother's intuition, the law of attraction. Can we really tap into our subconscious mind? Can we really create our own realities? It begs the question, are we novice gods? Hey guys, today we're talking about how to design a life you love. Now, throughout this documentary series, we are asking the bold question, are we novice gods? Do we have divine DNA within us? Are we children of God and can therefore, at least to some degree, do some of the creative things that He can do? Now, if that's true, and that you could be a creator like He's a creator, what would you create first? You know, what would be the first thing? I don't know. I would think it would be to design and create a life of abundance, of love, of opportunity. So let's look at how to design a life you love. Duke Ellington said there is no art without intention. In other words, we have to live by design. We don't want to live by default. We don't want to just take what comes to us. We want to create. So let's look at what you want to create in your life. Well, if you look at all of your choices, if you look at the things that you do every single day, and if you look at your reasoning behind why you made those choices, you will probably come to the understanding that you made them because ultimately you thought that would make you happier. You know, why you chose to wear the clothes that you're wearing, why you live where you live, why you work where you work, why you why you do anything, you always generally you like that. Okay, but think about how often you make choices and you think this is going to make me happier. And then you forget about that and you realize it didn't make me any happier, it didn't, change that in my life. But ultimately, that's what you want to have, right? You want to have happiness. And that is often our end result dream of our life, is that ultimately, in the end, we want to be happy. Well, if you're going to be creative, if you're going to be a creator, why don't you get happy now? Why don't you design and create a life where you are happy every single day? Now, I'm a little bit biased about happiness. I love it. I haven't always been happy, and I have to work at it, quite frankly, because I have learned it's a skill. And after I learned it was a skill, I created an app, I wrote a book. I love to share that it is absolutely possible to get happy now, and that you can have the powers that are within you. You can activate those, and you can become very skilled at happiness. It's changed my life. Oh, I'm so grateful for what I have learned with that. And so, anyway, I love sharing that with people. Okay, while we're talking about designing a life you love, let's look at goals and intentions. Okay, now goals are often these far-reaching things that you hope to get someday, right? And a lot of times people put goals in things that they can't really control, but they hope for. That can be a bit not helpful, But another thing to look at are intentions. Now, intentions are these beautiful things that you can get, you can have, you can be right now. Do you do meditation? Do you do yoga? Yoga is awesome because generally at the beginning of a yoga session, you set an intention. An intention is how you would like to feel, how you would like to be and behave. And it's a beautiful way to live your life intentionally. I have a habit, a procedure, a morning routine really, that I do each day where I write down what my intention for the day is. And often it is a feeling that I would like to feel. It is a state of being where I'd like to be. And the cool thing is I can have that right now. I can be there right now. Because, anyway, it's not like a goal. It's not like this far-reaching thing that you have to somehow magically, hopefully attain to. You can have and be this right now. So look at intentions. Look at how you would like to live your life intentionally. And anyway, if you have some great intentions, write them down in the comments below. Tell me what some of your intentions are. I can share with you some of my intentions. Okay, let me share with you some of my intentions. I intend to give and receive love. That's something you can do right now, right? You don't have to wait for this thing that's out of your hands. You can do this every single day. I intend to live in harmony with my desire to help and serve others. Again, that's something you can do right now, right? Let's see. I intend to live today with certainty. I intend to live courageously, to do things that challenge my spiritual, social, emotional, and physical development. Again, these are intentions that you can do, and I'd love to hear in the comments below what some of your intentions are, what some of your hopes are. Sometimes people just put one word, courage, or hope, or love, or kindness. Again, these are things that you can do to live intentionally, to live in a way that really can bring you what you want today. So another thing to look at is, how do you want to feel? And instead of doing your goals so much about like this thing that you want to have or something, think about how you want to be, how you want to feel. You know, a lot of people say, oh, I want to be a millionaire. Okay, what does that mean? You want to hold a lot of money? You know, what is it ultimately that you want? A lot of times if you look deep, you go, oh, what I want is I want peace, I want security, or I want to be able to live calmly, or I want to not be worried about finances, or I want to travel, or I want to experience different things. It's not about spending. You know, you don't spend like a millionaire. Millionaires are millionaires because they don't spend their own money a lot of times. But if you think about ultimately how you want to feel, you can feel that now. You can feel the way that you'd like to be. And so you just kind of reverse engineer the process. So if you're designing your life, design how, be intentional, design how you'd like to feel, design, excuse me, how you'd like to be. Okay, I want to share a quick story with you. This is the first life coach that I ever met and worked with. I was at a conference down in Las Vegas, and this conference took me way outside my comfort zone. I remember that I brought a few sport jackets down there, and I was so nervous just being there in this conference with all of these other people, and there were a lot of motivational speakers there. There were a lot of coaches there. There were a lot of successful entrepreneurs. It was called CEO Space, and so I felt way out of my comfort zone because I felt like, okay, everyone here is a successful CEO, and I didn't feel like I was. In fact, I was so nervous that I sweat through my t-shirt, my outer shirt, and my sport coat, and I had these big sweat stains. I was so nervous being there, and yet there was something that drew me there because I felt like I needed to be there, and that there was something there to help unlock the full potential of me. Well, one of the very most fortunate things that happened to me is I sat down with this woman who was a life coach, and she helped me design my life, or at least she helped me understand the principles for it, and then I went and did the exercise myself. But as we sat down, she pulled out a piece of paper and she said, okay, Scott, I want you to design your life. What does the ideal day look like? And she wanted me to be very specific. What time do I get up? What time do where do you eat? How much do you eat? What do you do for exercise? What does your house look like? What does it smell like? Just kind of as emotional as I can get in all of my senses. And she had me go through my day, kind of what an average ideal day looked like. And I was surprised as I started to do these things. I remember she said, okay, what time do you get up? And I said, 4:15. And she said, wait a second, we're designing your ideal life. And I was like, no, that's really what I would love to do. I'd love to get up and I'd love to get creating stuff and building things for other people. And so I started to design it this way. And one of the things at that time is I believed that I had to earn my value in the world. And that's one of the reasons why I felt like I had to get up so early. So hopefully you don't make that mistake. But she had me go through anyway, the principle is the same. You showed me go through an ideal day, what I wanted it to look like, how I would respond to others, how I would interact with others, how I would get paid, just kind of in all the aspects, what my relationships were like, you know. And anyway, it was this beautiful exercise. So the next morning, I woke up without an alarm at 4:15 in the morning. I think because I had just because I was tuned into that with my subconscious mind woke me up at 4:15, and I had these thoughts. I wanted to write down, I wanted to design my ideal day. And I went through boom, 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 you know, what a kind of, not really a schedule, but kind of a routine was that I'd go through. So what are some of the things that I had, some of the things that I enjoyed, some of the conveniences, what my relationships looked like, what my travel opportunities were. It was a beautiful exercise. Excuse me. And I will share with you that so many of those things have come true in the last few years. One of the amazing things that has happened is how calm I am now. You know, I remember being there and sweating through everything, just being nervous, being in a social environment with all these other people. And now I don't have that issue anymore. So now let's turn the tables now. Let's turn the spotlight on you. What is it that you would like to create in your life? How would you like to live? What would an ideal day look like to you? Have you ever designed it? And you design stuff in your mind first. You design it with a thought. And then what you need to do is you need to put it into action. So let's do this for an exercise today. Will you get out a piece of paper or a notebook and spend time and write down what an ideal day looks like? What time do you get up? What do you do for exercise? What do you eat? Where do you live? What does your house look like? What does it smell like? What are the furnishings like? How's the light in your home? What are some of the conveniences you enjoy? What are some of the opportunities in the relationships that you have? Detail it out as specific as you can. What you're doing is you are making a request to the universe. You're saying, this is what I would like. And then what you need to do is start to get your belief system in line with that, so that you are completely in alignment from your core beliefs to your daily habits, actions, and rituals, to be able to actually create that in your life. It is something that you can do. Your life, the ideal life that you want to have is closer than you think. It is designable. Now I want to say two things about designing your life. First of all, you need to figure out your plan. And that is, you need to figure out what you want. I mean, that's what we're working on right now. But don't think that just by thinking about it, it's going to magically bring it to you. I mean, the universe doesn't work like that. The universe works according to what you truly believe, works according to your faith. And you can't pretend it. You can't fake it. But there are ways through repetition, through consistency, and through intensity that you can change your core belief systems to where you actually believe that this stuff that you have designed and created in your mind, that you can bring that about. It's amazing stuff, and anyway, we talk about throughout this series. So make sure you hit subscribe so that you can hear some of the other things that we learn and discover on this journey. Now the second thing is that you need skills. Just because you want to be a basketball star or a baseball star, or you want to play the violin or the piano, just because you want that and believe you can do it, doesn't mean you're going to do it unless you put in the work. There are skills that you can acquire, and almost everything in life can be turned into a skill. You can improve your skills and it will make a tremendous difference in your life. So anyway, just remember those things. The life that you want is absolutely attainable. You can design it, you can create it, and then using repetition and consistency, you can actually receive that. Now actually, one last thing that I just want to share with you. I have a free planner, and if you look in the show notes below, you'll see the link for that, how you can get that. Depending on when you see this video, it may still be available for free for you, or it may not. But that will help you get in alignment with yourself. It'll help you find clarity on what your purpose is, what your core values are, and help you use repetition and consistency to be able to create the kinds of things in your life. So I give that to you as a gift. It has been a tool, a system, a resource, a habit that has done the most for me in changing my belief systems and helping me create the life I truly want. And I'm so happy to share that with you. I want you to be able to create and design the ideal life that you want. Hey friends, want to get rid of stress, anxiety, and worry? Ready to use some of your inner creation powers? Visit scottwilhite.com and join me for a web class. If you do it soon, I'll give you a free planner.